Communication training with Stan O'Connor.
And now I'd like to talk about one of my favorite persuasion techniques of all time, okay? But before I do, I'd like you to choose a number between 1 and 4. Go. Did you choose number 3? Maybe you did or maybe you didn't. However, 60% of people are going to choose number 3 when asked to do so. Like if you, let me put it this way. If you go, do you ever go to buffet restaurants? I love the Golden Corral. If you don't have a Golden Corral in your area, I'm a huge buffet lover. I have buffet pants and everything. If you have buffet pants, you know what I'm talking about, the ones with the elastic waistband. And when I go to those buffet restaurants, I see the exercise that we just did, choosing a number between 1 and 4, in practice. When you look at those magical plates that at buffets, normally when you go up to the trough, there are plates stacked, and they're stacked kind of underneath the cabinet. And so when you take one magically pops up in its place, and you'll notice that they have to refill stack number 3 all the time. Even if there are 5 stacks, stack number 3 is the one that they're constantly refilling. And if I went around with a tray of apples to a group of 100 people and were to say to them, hey, choose an apple, and just lined up, let's say 4 or 5 apples, most people are going to choose number 3. The vast majority of people will not choose apple number 1. They will not choose plate number 1. They will not choose option number 1. Therefore, what we want to do as savvy communicators is this. I want to use the basic laws of human behavior in my favor when I am presenting somebody an idea or a proposal, a product for them to buy. You'll notice that when you go to Sears, for example, and you look at the way that they line up their appliances. In a row, the first appliance, now I'm assuming that at this Sears that you might be visiting, the person who put the products out there are professional display marketers. Now, if it's just somebody who threw the products out there, this will not apply. But in general, the first product that you will see at Best Buy, at Sears, is going to be the cheapest one, and it's the one that most people don't want. Second product's a little better. Third product is the fantastic one that's on special that everybody's dying to take. Why did they stick it in slot number 3? Because when we're looking at things, for example, human beings, when presented with new ideas, new information, new proposals, new products, instinctively, there's something in us where we want to say no, at least once, hopefully twice. And so when they line up products, see you, buddy, they'll put the first one in the row as the one that you can easily say no to and then move along to the next one. They don't want you to buy the first one. In fact, a lot of the time, if you're at Best Buy or discount stores or big superstores, if you were to ask for the first one in the list, they would tell you something like, oh, we're out of that one. Can I interest you in the next one up? You'll notice that on CDs, if you still buy CDs, when there's, let's say, 10 tracks, the third track is generally the first release on that album, because they think that as you're listening to tracks, you have to get warmed up. The first couple songs, first one you'll probably think, I don't know if I like this. Second one, oh, maybe this is okay. And by the time you get to track number 3, we've had the chance to say no a couple of times, so we're more open and ready to receive whatever's there. And track number 3 is usually the first release, because if you take the song that you want and put it in track number 3, it increases the odds of it being a hit, because we've had the chance to say no a couple of times. Even in public restrooms, for example, always use the first stall, because it's that first stall that's the least used stall. Always use the first line at security at the airports. The point is, when presented with options, 90% of people, statistically, every time, are going to say no to option number 1 when they have many options, all of them being relatively equal. And most people will choose option number 3. The way we can use this in communication is this. Let's say that you have a product or service that you're presenting to your boss. You have a solution to a problem in the office. Instead of coming to your boss and simply saying, you know, I've thought a lot about the challenges that we're having in the accounting department, and I've come up with what I believe is a perfect solution. Here it is. If you say that, remember, most people are going to want to say no, I don't know, hesitant, I'm not sure, to option number 1. So if you just give them one, the odds are they're going to want to say no. So instead, the savvy communicator will say, you know, I've thought a lot about the challenges we're facing in the XYZ department, and I've come up with a few proposals I think would be perfect for us. Here they are. Here's option number 1. Be prepared for them to go with it. Here's option number 2. Again, I'm prepared for you to take it. And here's option number 3. And simply positioning the proposal that way, the one that I really want you to take in slot number 3, they are 3 times, the person who I'm presenting to is 3 times more likely to say yes, simply because I positioned it in position number 3. Now, if the odds are they're going to say, if the odds are 100% that they're going to say no, then they're going to say no matter where you position it. However, when we are on the fence, if it's something that you think you have a chance to sell, whether it's an idea, product, or service, position it correctly, and whatever the odds were that they were going to buy it will have tripled if you position them correctly. So that's why, by the way, when you go to buy a house, if you tell the realtor exactly what you're looking for, if they're a seasoned realtor, the first house they show you will be a stinker and have nothing to do with what you asked for. Second house they'll show you will be wonderful, but way out of your price range. And the third house will be exactly what you asked for in your price range, and the odds of you buying it have dramatically increased. Because what do most people do? If they're out shopping for a home, same as if you're shopping for ideas, and the first house they come to they like, most people say, this is really nice, but I'd like to see what else is out there. So you'll notice it, by the way, when you look at, for example, your cell phone plans. When Sprint or Nextel or whoever it is sends you a flyer with their promotions, it'll be promotion number 3 that will be the most popular promotion, because they think, well, odds are that's the one you want anyway. So to increase the odds of you saying, yes, I'll take it today, they stick it in slot number 3. And if we can simply use that strategy in our communication everywhere from the office to home, I mean, I could say to my kids, I don't have any kids, but I could say to my kids, I thought about different places where we might go on your upcoming summer vacation. We could go visit Grandma in Alabama, or we could go camping, or we could go to Disneyland. And the odds of them choosing Disneyland have dramatically increased. The point is, there are many, many areas in life where I can simply, without knowing any scripts, any verbal patterns, any words, anything special in terms of language, just know the basics of human behavior, work with them, position my proposal correctly, triple the odds of getting a yes.